Hey you guys, this is Shox and I'm here with Praeco, or Christian Linke, who is in charge of some of the awesome music we've been hearing here today. Can you give us a little rundown of your function at Riot Games?
Basically, I'm involved in coming up with the music for everything in League of Legends.
Tell us something about how hard it is to get, if you have a champion, you need the total picture. You need the animation, you need everything to be good, the splash art, the audio. How hard is it to get everyone on the same page with the project?
It definitely is. It's way different than the usual scenario of game development because the game never leaves our desk. Usually the company develops the game and releases it and move on to the next thing. And in our case, we just constantly keep working on League of Legends because we really want to turn it into the best League of Legends possible. So everything is way faster. You have 2 to 3 weeks, and that's really what makes it exciting because you sit together with these artists and creative writers and game designers and you toss around these wild ideas and really just pick what's best and go for it. We have so much talent at Riot that this is always so exciting and always a new adventure.
All right. Talk a little bit about that creative process. One of the biggest things we've seen here today is, of course, the orchestra, the live performance of the theme. How did that idea, did that come from your mind, and how did you put that into motion, getting this here?
Well, a while ago I told our people at Riot, I said, well, we could have an orchestra perform at an eSport event, and they were like, oh, that could be cool. In this case, they 3 weeks ago, they said, all right, Christian, let's do it. And pretty much just let me loose and I could do whatever. And I worked with a few guys on this piece, a company called Hollywood Scoring, and all these awesome musicians that were here from the orchestra and the choir, and yeah, composed this piece within I think 3 or 4 days. And the piece itself should kind of be the same thing that you saw as a visual. It should be the season, what happened so far with League of Legends. That's why it plays the established theme of League of Legends. And then it transitions into this new, exciting part that kind of portrays the future of League of Legends and the esports.
Yeah, all right. You said that you got a lot of freedom to do this. We've seen some bold choices in the past, like the Diana song is most definitely a milestone. Can you tell us something about that?
That's the fun thing at Riot Games. It's about trust and ownership. And basically they say here's the champion, here's what we think about her, and go nuts.
Yeah.
And for Diana, it was the first time that I could just do something that is very different. Usually, we have a lot of fighters and all these guys that are just these awesome warriors, and she had a very different approach. She was a very this very ethereal character, the Moon champion, and so I wanted to do something that kind of portrays that too and has this contrast of the visual that's very aggressive, but also the music that's very quiet and somehow it's charming. And the Moon is very mysterious and something very foreign, but also very exciting. And so trying to capture that, we came up with that idea of the poem and having a singer sing it, which then ended up being a writer, a graphic designer who sang the piece.
And then also was performed at OGN Live, which was also amazing.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Because of course you create this piece and then they're in the login screens, or and then don't you ever miss opportunities like this to come along more often, where you get a chance to really get that live performance going?
It's both fun.
Yeah.
Figuring out all these pieces and trying to capture the story of every champion, this is fun. And there's so many different things that these are the things that you keep working for and that really make you notice what an impact music can have.
Can you tell us what are your favorites of pieces that you've created for Riot for League of Legends, or maybe the boldest choices?
I think Draven was one of my favorites because there's so many writers that participated in the recording the chants.
Can you tell us that story?
Well, basically, we thought about it, and he's a showman, and we approached the idea of Draven, and he's Darius's brother. And while they're brothers, I thought about myself. I have a brother, and we're very different from each other, but we're still brothers. So finding a music piece that has the similar core, but still a very different character, because Draven is very different, was a challenge. And I thought it would be really cool to just have these chants there. And then I just sent out an email to the Riot office. Said, hey, I need some dudes to chant Draven, and there was lawyers and IT desktop managers and artists and everything, and just put 2 microphones up and counted them in, and they just recorded it, and that's it.
Amazing. Do you have anything that you would really like to accomplish, or some sort of piece you'd really like to produce here?
Well, I mean, there's always new awesome champions coming, so it never gets boring. That's the cool thing. Someday, I don't know yet. I mean, there's always gonna be fun stuff. Yeah, I mean, it never really gets boring, so I can't really ask for anything. League of Legends is a playground, really is. So.
I think that's a great thing to end with. Thank you very much for this interview. All right. Thank you.